Hey class, can you guess what you're looking at? That's right, you guessed it. A muddy pile of shit. I'm not even joking. This is a dung beetle, and actually there's several dung beetles crawling around in a pile of what is presumably bison manure. And this was a photo I took in a primeval forest in Poland where there are bison roaming around, which is pretty cool in its own right, but I want to focus on these dung beetles. They have a very interesting lifestyle. They look for fresh manure, they roll it into a ball of the right texture, and then they roll it off. They'll lay an egg inside here, which will develop into a larva and eat the manure, and then it will metamorphose into a dung beetle and start the life cycle all over again, fly off to find its own dung. Now, this seems like a pretty shitty way to make a life, but all puns aside, it's actually a very competitive endeavor. And here you could see two dung beetles fighting over the same ball. Now, to each of these dung beetles, this represents an opportunity to reproduce. This is a valuable resource. And in fact, this dung beetle, if it rolled the ball, has done all the work of finding it, right? And this dung beetle, flying over now, decides it's going to try to steal it. So while the dung beetle can push that ball backwards, if another beetle comes in, it has to now fight to defend that ball. And it can't go back to pushing the ball off to where it's going to lay its eggs until it gets rid of that other competitor. So if you think about this, it raises the question, how can several species of dung beetles coexist when all dung beetles do what they're named for? They consume dung. Think about that for a minute. How would you imagine a place where you'd have multiple species, and there are such places, coexisting despite the fact that they both consume dung?